What's up, Drake? It's Mace here. So today, I want to react to what's been going on around the world. Been going on in Florida. If you guys don't know, there's a serious hurricane that's been going on in Florida called Hurricane Milton. To the people who have been affected by the hurricane, I am so sorry for you all who has been affected by it. I hope you guys can hopefully rebuild your homes, the ones that have been completely destroyed or flooded. I am so sorry for you all. It's really chaos. I feel like Florida is gonna get wiped off the map because of this hurricane. There's just been lots of floods, storms, obviously storms, but there's also been a lot of tornadoes going on, and I'm feeling so bad for the people because there's actually a lot of deaths. This has to be one of the biggest hurricanes we have ever gotten in the whole world. Like, it's really bad. And I want to react to what's been going on here on YouTube. A lot of people have actually been talking about it, so I wanted to make my own talking about what's been going on. Cause, coming from what I am, we don't get a lot of storms here, but yeah, it's ridiculous. But if you guys want me to talk more about Hurricane Milton, leave a comment down below. Subscribe if you're new, turn on notifications as well as the bell button, because you never know when I talk more about Hurricane Milton. So I'm gonna react to what's been going on here from NBC News about Hurricane Milton. It is 10 minutes long, and this one is gonna be a really good one. So yeah, kick back, relax, and let's watch this. Bam!
Hi everybody, good morning. Coming on the air early this morning to bring you the very latest on Hurricane Milton.
It tore into Florida as a powerful Category 3, of course, adding new misery to that region already left ravaged by Helene. Seen a lot of flooding, a lot of damage overnight, several deaths being reported from tornadoes that were...
I mean, like, look at that. This is a Category 3 storm. And you can see right here, it is just, that's ridiculous, man. Oh my god, I feel so bad for the people here. Oh my god.
Several deaths being reported from tornadoes that were produced by that storm. Right now, more than 3 million people have no power this morning.
We've got a team of correspondents spread out across the state. Al is here too. He's tracking the very latest. Let's get started with NBC's Tom Yamas. He's in hard-hit Sarasota. He's been covering the storm all night long. Good morning, Tom.
Hey guys, good morning to you. It was a very dangerous and wild night yesterday here in Sarasota. Hurricane Milton making landfall just north of us in Cedar Key. But once that eye passed over us, we felt the backside of that hurricane. Hurricane force winds north of 100 miles per hour. At one point, we couldn't even get a reading of how strong the winds were here because the gauges we were watching had broken. This is just some of the damage we're seeing this morning. And I'll be completely honest with you, we've just ventured out for the first time tonight. This entire area was flooded yesterday. I'd say it was, from what we saw, 5 to a 6 foot storm surge. But again, we're going to wait for the official records later this morning. It's unclear because it's still dark everywhere in Sarasota of what happened last night and the extent of the damage. But as you guys mentioned at the top.
Was that a plane? Was that a goddamn plane that just flipped? Yeah, that is a plane. That is a complete plane that just got flipped over. Oh my god. So yeah, this basically just shows you all the destruction has been going on because of this storm is really bad. This shows you how dangerous this storm is.
What happened last night and the extent of the damage. But as you guys mentioned at the top of the broadcast, it felt last night like there was nowhere to hide in Florida, whether it be from hurricanes or tornadoes. There was a lot of danger last night, a lot of violence when it came to the weather. People were scrambling, and unfortunately, in some cases, several died.
Yeah, Tom, you, in fact, were one of those people scrambling last night. You've covered many hurricanes. You were standing out in the elements. And there was a moment that was pretty dramatic where you guys just had to kind of take off and take cover. Let's take a quick look at it.
Welcome back to our live coverage of Hurricane Milton. The situation here in Sarasota is starting to turn dire. At first, we had, okay, we're going to go. We got to go.
Oh, my God.
Tom, you've covered hurricanes again. Moments like that can get frightening, projectiles flying, all kinds of things. Tell us what was going on.
Yeah, it was pretty wild. We had just started reporting on the eye, and within the eye, it's very calm. I mean, it felt like any Saturday night in Sarasota in the summer. I mean, there was no rain, there was no wind. And then our meteorologist, Bill Cairns, told me, look, be careful because it's going to quickly change in the backside of that hurricane. Once it whips around, it's going to be the strongest part of the hurricane. And Hoda and Savannah, I got to tell you, we were out there. 1 minute, it was calm. The next minute, the wind just suddenly picked up. And as we came out of a break, we started to report, started to anchor that portion of the show. A transformer behind us exploded. I didn't see it. I saw the flash, but the crew in front of us, I sort of saw their reaction, and it was time to go in. Everybody was okay. Everybody was fine. We broadcast the entire night from inside of a concrete structure. It was a 5-floor garage.
My God. It's just ridiculous. Like he said, there's a lot of people have been scrambling to try and find cover, and a lot of people have in fact died from the storm. This is not a fucking joke, people. Like, this is a serious ass storm. And I feel so bad. But okay, I'm gonna be a little rude here. I thank God I don't live in Florida. But if that storm hit here in Wyoming, we would have been fucked. Like, it is bad.
Were we able to stay up for 4 hours, anchoring throughout the storm? We anchored the landfall, and then after that, and again, everyone was fine. It was just in that moment that it was a little bit dangerous. I got to be honest with you, around that time, there were several people who were out in their trucks, and they were driving around in the eye, having a good time, you know, doing donuts. I mean, being incredibly reckless. And then at that moment, some of them were still on the road. So I hope they were able to find, get to higher ground, or at least get to a place where they were safe, because the eye, from the moment the eye hit to the backside of that hurricane was, like I said, within minutes, it got incredibly dangerous.
I know, it's so eerie that in the eye of a storm, it is totally quiet. Like Tom was saying, like a normal Wednesday afternoon, and then all of a sudden the backside comes and hits. All right, Tom, thank you.
Wow. All right. Well, we want to go about 15 miles to the north of Sarasota, where Dylan is this morning. Bradenton, Florida. Dylan, what are you seeing there?
Hey, good morning, guys. You know, to play off of what Tom was just saying, we also were in the eye of the storm last night, and, you know, it went from bad to calm to worse. I mean, the backside of the storm hit with such strong winds. I ended up spending most of the night sleeping on the floor in the bathroom because I was worried my windows were going to blow out. Fortunately, we were in a hotel where a lot of people evacuated their homes to get to because it was a concrete structure, and because the windows were rated for winds up to a Category 5 hurricane. So the windows did not blow out. But I will say it was scary last night when you're hearing the winds howling outside, and now getting out this morning and driving around.
God, if I was in the night there and that actually happened, good luck fucking sleeping. I might as well. Okay, I don't think I want to say if I could get into a bunker to survive in the storm. Because what if it floods and all that water goes right down right into that basement and can completely flood the basement? That would have really sucked. But yeah, hotel rooms have windows that can withstand upper pressures of a hurricane. That's really good for them. But God, I hope the people will be safe for this, and hopefully they can try to rebuild all their homes that have been destroyed, or at least try to rebuild everything after this. Because I'm afraid this, like you can see it right here, it is completely going over Florida right now. I feel like it's gonna get, like I said, it's gonna probably get wipe Florida off the map.
Around. This is not far from where we reported from yesterday morning in Bradenton, and a hard-hit area from Hurricane Helene. They just start to clean up, and then the storm surge comes back in. In Sarasota, we reported a storm surge of about 10 feet. All of that lifted all of the debris, and then on the backside of the storm, where the eye wall came through, winds gusted up to nearly 100 miles per hour once again, and then we started to see the trees coming down. The tops of these palm trees were just sheared off, creating even more damage for these poor folks to have to clean up and come back to their homes after a serious 1-2 punch. Now, we were out this morning. We saw nothing but the sheriffs driving around, kind of searching to make sure everybody was okay. They said for residents, stay off the road, especially until the sun comes back out, so that they can do their job. And then you can see once the sun comes out just how bad the damage is, guys.
All right, Dylan Dreyer. Dylan, thank you so much.
I don't know if we've shown the video yet, but in Tampa, the top of the Tropicana field, which was supposed to be used as a shelter, sheared off. That's how the winds are. Let's turn to Al.
Yep.
So tell us where Milton is now, where it's headed, but also did it live up to the fears?
Well, look, we'll know more in the next hour or so once daylight happens, but I believe it did. And I think, trying to make sure we made sure you knew what was going to be going on. This is the third landfalling hurricane in Florida this year. That's tied for the most on record. 5 U.S. landfalls this season. That's the second most on record, and the 10th major hurricane to make landfall in 8 years as an EF3 or more. Right now, it's a Category 1 storm 10 miles northeast of Cape Canaveral, the Space Coast, 85-mile-per-hour winds. It's moving northeast now at 18 miles per hour, and then we'll just rocket off into the Atlantic, and that'll be that. But in the meantime, we're still dealing with 11 million people at risk for flash flooding, river flooding. There's still extensive street flooding and road closures because of debris and all sorts of detritus out there. Flooding rainfalls still hanging around from Melbourne up to the Palm Coast. Additional 1 to 3 inches of rain in the next hour or two. Considerable flash flooding still hanging around, so we're going to be watching that. And again, rainfall generally from 3 to 7 inches. But in St. Petersburg in the last 24 hours, almost 18 and a half inches of rain at one point between 8 p.m. and 9 p.m. 5 inches of rain. That's a 1 in 1,000 rainfall event, 1 in 1,000 year rainfall event. Right now, wind gusts 72 Orlando, Jacksonville 25, Melbourne 79, and then we still have storm surges to deal with along the east coast of Florida. West coast, those storm surges will be coming down. Guys?
All right, Al, we'll check back. I just mentioned a couple minutes ago this scene in Tampa. It's at the north of where the storm made landfall, but this is
my God. That's a whole baseball stadium, and look at the destruction of that is. Holy shit piss. Oh my God, that is a lot of damage.
Tropicana Field. Now, I mean, this is the baseball field, and I think it was to be used as a shelter in worst case scenario. I don't think it was being used last night, thankfully, but look what happened there.
They had all the cots out and ready to go, and the top just sheared right off of that place. It just shows the power of that wind. Dylan, by the way, was just reporting from Bradenton. We happen to have the city's police chief, Melanie Bevins, with us now. Chief Bevins, so good to have you with us today. I know you guys, the sun hasn't even come up yet. You guys have a lot of work ahead of you. So tell us what's top on your list.
We've already had a couple crews out there before daylight hits, because I know when daylight hits, everybody's going to want to get out there trying to clear some limbs and trees out of major roadways. I have officers with chainsaws, and yes, there is a lot of debris on the road. Not a lot of standing water that we expected, but as I heard on your report here, lots of trees down, lots of palm fronds down.
And what's your sense, Chief, of people? Were they evacuated? Or have you been receiving calls of distress?
We had one rescue operation at about 4 o'clock this morning. A tree fell into a home. My question would be, why were you at the home? But we were able to get in there as soon as we could safely and cut up the tree and rescue them. But largely, I think everybody did listen. And for those who didn't, it may be a recovery effort this morning, more so.
One of the things that happens after a storm, as you said, the sun comes up and residents want to go out and find out. And sometimes some of the worst injuries and even deaths happen afterwards because people get tangled up in power lines, or they think they can do it, or they wade through standing water and don't realize what's in there. What's your message to them?
That's exactly true. Everybody wants to go check their home. I want to go check my home. My officers do, but that's not what's important right now. What's important is that we make some safe pathways to those areas. Down power lines, that's going to be a threat. We still have some standing water in low areas. A lot of cars got stuck last night. We couldn't help them, and so they're still there blocking roadways. Lights are out. I'm just going to guess. I don't know. I haven't talked to anybody official, but probably more than 60% of our city is without electricity right now. So we're going to have people getting up. They're going to be starting generators.
I think it's like she said, like 6,000 or something. But yeah, that shows you how pretty dangerous this storm is. Jesus Christ! I am so glad the police there are helping people, trying to create safe paths for the people, trying to clear as many debris try to clear as much debris from the storm as possible. Oh my god. I'm gonna kind of a stickler for following rules, but there's a part of me that wants to go out there and help as many people as I can, because sometimes I just feel like I'm helpless. I feel like I'm just helpless, not helping people, and I don't know. If I was in there, I just want to help as many people as I can. So yeah.
Leaders are going to make mistakes with how to do that, and so everybody just needs to be mindful that we're all on the same mission, which is to eventually get back to our homes safe and sound.
Hope so.
Bradenton Police Chief Melanie Bevan. Chief Bevan, thank you so much for being with us on a really busy morning. We appreciate it.
Well, that concludes our NBC News special report. Of course, we're going to have the very latest on Milton throughout the morning on Today. I'm Savannah Guthrie alongside Hoda Kotb. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you in a bit.
Alright. That is the whole thing from Hurricane Milton. Oh my god. I want to talk about what's been going on. Talk about it. From what I heard, from what all heard, they're trying to clear as many debris as possible, and from the back end, from the storm, just wrecks everything. The baseball stadium was used to be like a shelter. You saw that the whole roof got ripped off from that, and it was just scary, and it was ridiculous, and I think I said this before, but I am a stickler for following rules. I'm trying to follow the rules as best as possible. We're not trying not to be an idiot, but there's a part of me that wants to go out and just help as many people as I can, because I feel like I'm helpless and not doing anything about it. But I know a lot of people can do it. It's just I feel so bad for the people who has been affected the storm, and I just hope that the people will be safe. And I feel so bad for the people who have died. It just sucks, and I wanted to make this video about it. I just hope things will get better soon. Hopefully we can rebuild the homes that have been destroyed, and hopefully people's lives could be a lot better. But this sucks. It really freaking sucks knowing about it. But yeah, I just really hope you guys do enjoy this video. If you guys all do, to help, just leave a like. If you do, subscribe. Let's just get to 500 subscribers. If you want more content, please go to the boys' channels. Mel Rhino, Ruts Reviews, and Sparson Link. All 3 channels are in the link in the description. And I'm Ray Mason, sign out. Peace, Dragons.